Good morning, everyone. Today is July 23rd, 2020. It is 66, but feels like 67 here in North Idaho. I'm Jody, and welcome to Moose Flats Farm. And you may be wondering why I'm putting on sweatpants when it's this warm to come out and feed and water my critters. Valkyrie, my oldest Chinese crested goose at a year and a half. Yes, Val. In the morning, she's a little friendly and not the best feeling on your ankles to have goose bites. So I just put on the sweatpants, an ounce of prevention. But my other two geese are Chinese crested, and that one right there is Al, and he is starting to develop his knob. Betty in the background, not yet, but the males do develop before the females. So let's get these guys fed. Hi, Val. Off the base, baby. It's okay. And the two little white ones that hatched out are going to be little white ones. And isn't that a pretty baby? And I have a feeling they're both going to be drakes. Well, might be a hen. It's got more of a V than a U-shaped tail. And this little chocolate and white one has never been held, as you obviously can tell, not happy, but has a very, don't know if you can tell, very V-shaped tail. So will be very cool to watch her grow up and have babies. Yes, you're a pretty little girl. David John has got most of the side on the shed. He's got a window put in. Is working on a little boardwalk step right in front. A little porch, I should say. But we did, as long as I don't trip over any babies. We did bring the cedar feeder out for over here for feeding all these guys. But let's get to watering so I can get out of these sweatpants. Watch out, little ones. That's what the sweatpants are for. Oh. Well, it's okay, Princess. But here is Queen Valkyrie up close. Isn't she a pretty girl? Yeah. There you go, Sweet Pea. Yeah. Daily ritual. Yes, isn't it, sweetheart? Yes, isn't it? And if you've ever been bit by a goose, it hurts. So I try to prevent pain. And the 5 that were raised in the brooder, they spend a lot of time over here with their siblings, over here away from the kind of the main flock. And as far as the raspberries go, I'm really impressed with them this year, even though they were transplanted this spring. I've already been able to collect a half-gallon off them about every other day. Come out and pick them, put them in the freezer, and they're good to go. But as far as my green beans go, it's kind of right now a battle between the baby chicks and the weeds. Gonna be taking care of that. And then the other day I went through and majorly pruned up all my tomatoes. But as you see, I've got lots of tomatoes coming on. And it's just about time for that big pea vine to come down. The tendril peas are just about done. Have to pick snap peas and take that tendril pea out too. But I figure in about a month I'm going to plant where the tendril peas and the snap peas were. I'm going to do another round of cauliflower, broccoli, and cabbage in the raised beds, just to see if I can get a winter harvest on them. Well, I got through and got a bucket of the snap peas picked. Some of them I missed last time and are a little on the fatter side, but they're still good, and all else fails, Darla's bunny sunflower will have a snack. But the snap peas are still doing good. As I was saying, the purple tendril peas, they're done. They were really pretty, but they really didn't produce that much, so probably will not grow them again unless I have a spot where I just want something to vine up in the spring. So, time to get them cleaned off. And if there is, like on this one, there are some peas that are going to be good, so I'll pull those off. No sense in wasting them. Not that it would be a real waste, because I'm going to feed all this to the birds. And on that note, it's starting to dribble a little, so I'm gonna take you guys under cover, get this last one torn down. So got the tendril peas off that trellis, and it looks so different. And that one back there got the green beans weeded and shavings put down. And now in this walkway we just have the little Mexican gherkins that are encroaching everywhere. That hanging basket's doing good. It's got petunias and serendipity morning glory and the black-eyed Susan vine, but it sure looks pretty. This one here that I have the 2 sweet potato vines and the tomato, it's starting to take off. With the tendril peas off this trellis, now the tomatillos, which really weren't affected, as you can see with all the globe things on them, but should give them a lot bigger of a chance. My crazy patio or balcony mixed petunias, they got too tall and have now fallen over, but they sure smell pretty at night when you walk around the corner. The one hanging basket that's got the black-eyed Susan vines and the morning glories that was struggling up at the garden, brought it down here, and it's starting to take off. I have ran some fish line for it to tendril that way, so I think as the summer progresses it's gonna be really pretty there. And I did an oops on the pond. I'll show you. Every fall when I have to go through and cut the Japanese knotweed back, at the base of the waterfall is a big old root pile that I always try to take off as much as I can. I was in there trying to catch a couple goldfish to put in the rain barrel up by the greenhouse to eat the mosquito larvae, and I touched a spot that was just basically dead, nothing was growing in it, and it broke off in 3 chunks, which left a chunk about that big. And I'm like, and I just wiggled it, and it just, I know, had to do a little wiggling to get it to come off, but it just came right off. Planted that up in the duck pond, but I'll show you what the waterfall looks like now that that's cleared off and we can see it this summer. But there you can see the waterfall, and it may make it easier for this fall getting in there and getting the stones put back into place. The last couple weeks, month, it's been really hard with the massive garden this year, all the animals, and I'm like, and doing this, I love doing this, but just feeling a little burnt out, trying to stay caught up on the housework, which has been kind of lacking at times, but that's life. But it was one of those, didn't put a video out on Sunday, really wasn't inspired to video anything. And I'm like, how do these other channels that I watch, how do they do it? And then it dawns on me, they don't have a full-time job that requires them to be away for 8-10 hours a day, 5 days a week. So just feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm going to take a couple weeks off from putting videos out. Still going to be filming stuff that we're doing. Hopefully the stress and pressure will go down a little bit, and it'll go back to being lots of fun doing this. So that's where I'm going to end today's video, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. I hope you have a good day. Bye for now.